Hello, everyone. Sarah Pacaro here with sarahpacaro.com. Today, we're going to be just taking bite-sized pieces of what I truly, in my heart and in my soul, believe is the most powerful frequency and force on the planet because it connects with love. It connects with abundance, and there is an abundance of love through the power of forgiveness, through the power of acceptance. Forgiveness is true freedom. It really, really is. And it's why it feels so hard, so impossible. Sometimes it's why it feels so, why we feel so resistant to it, why we feel so trapped and stuck by it, why it feels like I can do all things but that. I don't think I just can't do that. There are many things I can do. There are many things I can live with. There are many things I can accept, but I can't do that. And it's generally tied, tethered, connected to forgiveness of something, forgiveness of someone, forgiveness of a situation, an experience, a circumstance, a person where there's pain. And where there's pain, there's connection. We're always connected to this. And so the connection to forgiveness, the acceptance of forgiveness is the key to freedom because it sets the pain on the other side of it. Here's the pain, here's forgiveness, here's us. And so it separates us. Without the forgiveness, with forgiveness being on the other side, there's pain and then there's us. And then there's like, I just can't get through the pain to get to the forgiveness. And when we can separate those, when we can not separate them but replace the position that they have, we change the experience with life that we have. Otherwise, there's us, there's pain, there's forgiveness. It's on the other side. I can't get through the pain to get to the forgiveness, but if I got to the forgiveness, then I can change the position of pain. Doesn't necessarily make it go away, but it changes our connection to it. Now we're connected to forgiveness, so we're connected to the experience of freedom. There's an attachment to us and forgiveness instead of an attachment to us and pain when we can change. It's like a game of chess, and it feels like I'm stuck, I'm blocked. Like if in the game of chess through life, I have no move, and we're sitting there waiting for someone else to make the move so that we can go. And in that, we feel locked, we feel stuck, we feel trapped. We feel like we've got no choice, we've got no move. But we always have choice. We have choice through decision. And a lot of times we lose sight of that. And forgiveness is a self empowerment experience, a self empowerment expression. It's a freeing expression. It's a freeing connection. And what we really, really deeply desire is freedom from the things that are hurting us. And that's through forgiveness. And a lot of us say, I can do so many things, but I can't do that because we say or we attach to and connect to the story, then it means that what they did was right. That it means that what they did was okay. Then it means that I'm weak if I don't have this strength and this power. But really, when we're holding on to lack of forgiveness or creating the story of our inability to forgive, what we're doing is we're holding on to the emotions of anger, the emotions of hatred, the emotions of rage that lack of forgiveness brings with it. Lack of forgiveness, or the story that we can't forgive, brings with it friends, and they're not actually friends we want. They feel more like enemies because then that is something that we're holding on to. We're holding on to it, and we're experiencing the energetic connection and commotion with it. I don't know why the word commotion was coming to mind. Like commotion in the ocean, right? It feels like a raging storm inside of us. It doesn't feel like this calm, soothing experience where we get to lay there and just feel basked in this and nourished by it. It feels like a raging storm within us that we're holding on to when we're not allowing ourselves to experience the freedom of forgiveness. We are the ones that desire to feel what we desire to feel. We desire to feel freedom from it. And we know that forgiveness is the key to that. But it's like we're living as a janitor and we've got all these ring of keys and we're trying to put this one in. No, it's not that one. I'm trying to put this one in. No, it's not that one. Or yes, I was able to forgive this person for that, but this is too big to forgive. And so we are the ones saying, what the size of forgiveness can be. Oh, those easy things. Yeah, this person said this to me when I was little. They didn't mean it, and they were just a friend in school. I don't even talk to them anymore. I can forgive that. But this person did this, and it's so much bigger. I don't have the key to fit in for the to unlock that forgiveness. But realizing we're the ones dictating and directing the size, the way, the process of how. And oftentimes we're telling ourselves our own story inside. I can't because that was just too much. I can't because that's unforgivable. I can't because what if I do? And does forgiveness of that mean that I'll allow them to do that to me again? It doesn't mean you have to stay in a relationship with the one that hurt you in that way. Forgiveness is freedom. It sets you free from the story in your mind. It sets you free from the emotions that you desire to be free from the anger, from the hurt, from the rage, from the resentment. It's the thing that sets you free. You're not doing it to set them free. You're doing it for yourself. It's a self practice, it's a self empowerment. It's a tool that we have to use ourselves, but we often are holding on to and waiting and sitting there going, well, I'll forgive them when they apologize. Oftentimes, the people that you truly desire to experience freedom from and forgiveness with, they're never going to apologize. They're not going to come knocking on your door on some Wednesday afternoon, hoping that you're home and hoping that you guys can have a conversation about all the things that and all the ways that they did you wrong and hurt you. So oftentimes we're sitting there thinking, well, I'll forgive them when they apologize. You're going to be waiting probably all of your life. If that's the story that you're holding on to, if you're saying, well, if you really love me, you would apologize, or if you're really sorry, you would apologize. Oftentimes they don't know because they're not in your head. So not a single person on this earth can read your mind. They can't read your mind. They don't know what you're telling yourself day after day after day after day after day. You're the one telling yourself that. You're the one holding on to, I'll forgive if they apologize, that created the story that apology is needed. And not only is it needed, it needs to be genuine, it needs to be heartfelt, it needs to be full of vulnerability, it needs to be full of you're actually truly sorry. And even if they said it, you would say, you're not actually sorry. And then you still wouldn't allow yourself to experience the freedom of forgiveness because you would say it wasn't enough. That apology, it wasn't sincere enough. It wasn't vulnerable enough. It was the way that you said it. I'm sorry. Well, that's technically an apology. So that's truly not what you really want. What you want is your own emotional freedom from that situation, that person, that experience, from the story in your own mind and the energy that it brought with it, from the enemies that it brought with it, from the ways that those enemies are eating you alive inside. And that is what happens. That's what happens. And when you say that to someone else, you're actually saying it to yourself. Life is a mirror. Life is an indication of reflection. It's what you desire to experience within is what you're saying that you're living without. If I'm living without an apology with you, well, then I'm holding on to anger, bitterness, hatred, resentment, rage towards myself because I'm the one that is keeping me in this story, in this dialogue, and in this experience. I'm the one with these feelings and with these sensations and with these emotions. No, what you're actually saying that you want from them is what your soul is saying it wants from you. It wants you to set it free. You're the one keeping your soul locked and trapped in like this internal emotional prison. You're the jail keeper. You're the one with the key to set your soul free. Yet you're sitting there with your arms crossed. I'm waiting. I'm waiting any day now. That's what it wants from you. What you're saying you want from another is what your soul is saying it wants from you. And you're the one that holds the key to set yourself free, to allow yourself to receive and experience the grace and the freedom through forgiveness. Self forgiveness is harder than forgiving someone else. It truly is because there's this I could have set myself free a long time ago. I coulda, I shoulda, I would have if. And then we place it upon conditional contingencies, and forgiving ourselves for what we want to hear from someone else is our soul finally being able to take a breath, finally being able to breathe and go, wow, thank you. And through the thankfulness, you allow yourself to experience and receive gratitude, joy, love, acceptance, forgiveness, and stop spending your life in the story that you have been wronged or made yourself wrong because, or believe that you had this identity of wrongness or things being done to you. You allow the energy and the experience of things coming in that happen for you to strengthen you, to empower you, to encourage you, to motivate you, to inspire you, to release and let go of and set yourself free from the things that you and the ways that you've been imprisoning yourself and holding yourself back and keeping yourself playing small and keeping yourself stuck out of fear, out of worry, out of wonder of what's going to happen if. You've gotten so comfortable being in here. You've gotten so comfortable being in this emotional prison. And out there, I don't know what's going to happen out there. It feels like there are no prison bars, there are no walls. So it feels like too open, too vulnerable, too suggestible to things that I don't know what could happen. And it feels like there's a lack of protection out there. So internally and unconsciously, in a way, you'd almost rather keep yourself in here because at least you have these walls to protect you and you can feel them, you can tap them, you can touch them, you know where they are. So within the walls, you know what to expect. So freedom through forgiveness. Are you kidding me? What you really want is the apology from yourself, is the acceptance of love with yourself for the ways that you've made yourself wrong, for the things that you've held on to. That's the experience of forgiveness. That's what you really, really desire deeply at the soul level, at the emotional level. So there's a big, big, big difference between asking for an apology and receiving it and allowing yourself to receive forgiveness and realizing that's what you want from yourself. And you truly don't need it from anyone else. I work with people all the time as they process through this, and the one who hurt them, the one that they need to experience forgiveness through is not here anymore. They don't talk to them. There's not a way to connect with them or get to them on the physical level in this 3D plane. But through the work together with really deeply connecting internally and unconsciously, you go into a different dimension, another level of forgiveness, and realizing the entire time you held the key to set yourself free. And it truly had nothing to do with them. They were just the external circumstance or situation or person that was projecting and mirroring what your self desired to receive from itself. And there's layers and evolution to the forgiveness of processing of that. And how long it takes is dependent on how fast you're ready to experience it. But you truly have the key to set yourself free through forgiveness of yourself. You don't need it from anyone else. And that's oftentimes the scariest thing. What am I going to find? What am I going to discover? That I have held on to this myself. I've made myself wrong for this for how many decades now? But there's so much freedom in that. And in the clearing of the space of where you've held on to everything you've desired to let go of, then there's room for compassion, kindness, love, acceptance, forgiveness, connection to your real, true, genuine, authentic self, the self that is vibrant, the self that is unafraid to step outside, to go experience and to love and to live life and to love and live yourself and to love and live with others. It's a beautiful, beautiful process and experience. And if this is something that you're ready or you are wondering if you're ready to go through, I'd love to connect with you. I'd love to be a part of this experience in your journey to that place that's already within you, that place that's been waiting for you to say, thank you for finally seeing me. Let's do this because we have an incredible, amazing life on the other side of this. A way to switch the places from pain and forgiveness so that you can be connected to that and set yourself free and no longer be blocked by the pain. Love you guys. I hope this resonates. And when it does, and when you're ready to do the work, let's connect. You can find out more at sarahpacaro.com.